The Boston Neighborhood Basketball League is one of the city's most popular youth sports programs of the summer. This year's season was capped off last week with the BNBL Championship games at the Reggie Lewis Center. On Tuesday, the girls' finals were held, and they did not disappoint. Let's head to the Reggie Lewis Center for the girls' BNBL Championship. First up, we got the girls' 13 and under finals. Shelburne taking on the Showstoppers. Would head to late in the first half. Showstoppers up by 1. Serena Smith steps into a deep three. She puts the Showstoppers up by 4. Then later on, 20 seconds left in the half, it's Chase McMillan putting back the Smith miss. Showstoppers lead at the half 9-4. Second half now, Shelburne charges right back. Deja Jenkins in transition. She gets the basket and one, brings the Shelburne within 5. Later on in the half, it's Arian Howard. She's going to get the steal right here and the layup. Showstoppers go on to win the girls 13 and under BNBL Championship 20-12. So a great game there from the Showstoppers as they win the 13 and under division. Next up, it's the 15 and under division. That's Officer Grubbs instructing his Showstoppers team. They took on the Lee School in the 15 and under game. First half, Mazani Kaba gets that one to go inside. Showstoppers go up by 5. Later on in the half, it's the Lee School keeping it close. There's a steal right there, and then Matea Young going to take it all the way in for the runner. That makes it a 4-point ball game there in the first half. Closing seconds of the first half, it's Colby Upchurch. She's going to hit the runner right there for the Showstoppers as they go up by 5 at the break. Gianni Hill in the second half now getting the putback with the miss from Young brings Lee School within 1. Lee School with the lead now. Mazani Kaba is there to clean up that miss as she makes it a 4-point game. 5-point game now, 4 seconds left to go. Showstoppers down by 2. They got a foul, but the Lee School dribbles it out. They go on to win the 15 and under crown. They win 35-33. Girls 18 and under game now as the Lee School takes on the Boston All-Stars. First quarter now, Lee School up by 4 as there you see Arian Bradshaw with the runner in the lane. She puts her team up by 6. Later on in the half, it's Stephanie Soto Rivera driving baseline. She puts Lee School up by 14 right there in the first half. Lee School up after the break, but Dee Dee Humphreys right there, she would bring the Boston All-Stars right back here in the second half. Next possession, it's Humphreys with the runner. She led All-Stars in scoring in the championship game. Now we're tied up, All-Stars down by 10 right there as Humphreys again gets that one to go inside the paint. The Boston All-Stars within single digits. Now it's Ava Small with the Boston All-Stars up by 1. She gets that one to go with under a minute left in the second half. And the All-Stars get up by 3. 17 seconds left. Lee School down by 3. Gianni Hill buries the 3 right there, ties it up in the fourth quarter. We're headed to overtime. Now in OT, it's Ava Small again. This time going coast to coast. She ties it up at 52. Then with 7 seconds left on the ensuing possession, it's Stephanie Soto Rivera squeezing it home right there for the Lee School as they go on to win 54-52, and they win the girls 18 and under BNBL Championship. What a fun night of basketball at the Reggie Lewis Center. Of course, on Wednesday night, it was the boys' turn, and they had a lot to live up to after what the ladies did the night before. Let's head back to the Reggie Lewis Center for this one. First up, it's the boys 13 and under game. The MABC Bengals facing the Titans. We're going to pick it up in the first half. Bengals up 6-0. That's Danelle Snow who's scoring in transition right there. He puts the Bengals up by 8. Bengals now up by 11. Rico Ward, check out this beautiful spin move by that young fella. He caps off a 13-0 run to start the game for the MABC Bengals. Second half now, Bengals up by 22. Terrence Clark burying a 3 right there for the Titans, brings them back a little bit closer, but it was all Bengals in this one. Kadeem Dare gets the bucket underneath right there for the MABC Bengals as they go on to win 44-18 in the boys 13 and under division. Next up, it's the boys 15 and under division. Mission taking on City Team. We're going to pick it up in the first half. City Team, we're going to cap off a 9-0 run here with that Kenneth Arroyo floater. He puts his squad up by 9. Later on in the half, it's Dominic Jones with a beautiful pass down low to Thomas Mabin for the easy bucket. Puts City Team up by 14. Under a minute to go in the first half. Mission charging right back. Jonas St. Clair with a nice drive brings Mission within 18. We're going to fast forward to the second half now. Dominic Jones, great touch pass to a wide open Kenneth Arroyo, puts City Team back up by 20. 3.5 minutes left to play in this one. Justin Dolan with a deep three brings Mission within 3 right there, but City Team was just too tough on this night. Kenneth Arroyo again underneath, scoring the bucket as City Team goes on to win 42-25. And finally, the last BNBL game of the summer, the boys 18 and under championship game. Lee School taking on Determined to Win. Pick it up in the first half. Fred Rivers right there with the putback for Lee School 2. They go on a 7-0 run to start off the game. Lee School still up by 7. Jamal Allen with a pretty reverse lay-in right there. And Determined to Win charges right back though. Kewan Platt, tough traffic rebound inside. He gets the putback, brings them back within 7. Then later on in the first half, Miles Wright with a wide open flush right there for the Lee School. They go back up by 7. Later on in the first half, it's Ricardo Cox-Clara scoring the floater right there for Determined to Win. Lee School up at the half on top of Determined to Win. Second half now, this young man, Jalen Adams, took over in the second half with the putback dunk right there, puts Lee School up by 7. Then later on, it's Adams off the skip pass, connects for long distance, puts Lee School up by 8 midway through the second half. Determined to Win down by 9. Asante Sandiford with a baseline drive right there puts his team back within 7. But the Lee School was just too tough there in the second half. Devontae Jackson scoring off the window for the Lee School as they go on to win 58-50 in the boys 18 and under division championship. You know, even though none of us want the summer to end, it's a good way to cap it off right there at the Reggie Lewis Center. Let's switch gears now because Sunday brought us an event that helps sports fans bridge from the summer league to the fall sports season. Of course, we're talking about the annual Boston Pop Warner Jamboree, which this year was held at Roberts Field in Dorchester. We were able to catch up with some of the coaches at the Jamboree on Sunday to find out what the game of football really teaches our city's youth.
That's what I try to teach to them is, you know, you're only as good as the 10 guys blocking up front for you or the other 10 guys on the defense tackling with you. Without them, you're nothing and you can't be good. And it's a good life lesson because moving forward in life, it's the same thing. You just can't move forward without your help of teammates, co-workers, and everybody around you.
So later on in their life, you know, in the workplace, you have to work with other people. It's not one-on-one. So this is teaching them, you know, how to work as a team. It's very important for them to work together because if a play doesn't work, if one guy doesn't do what he's supposed to do, everybody's got to do their job.
I learned in the Marine Corps that everybody was responsible for everybody else. When you send a squad out to do a job, if one man in that squad messed up, the whole mission was unsuccessful. Same thing as we translate to the football field. If we're trying to do something as a group and one man doesn't hold up his end, the whole thing becomes unsuccessful. If you have a family and you're the man and you don't hold up your part of the bargain to create that family, your family's going to fail. So the values go from Marine Corps to football to family.
Boy, it's amazing when you really look at how many life lessons can be learned through the game of football, and those coaches summed it up perfectly. That's going to do it for sports this week, folks. Be sure to come right back here next week for more on Boston Neighborhood Sports.